I know some of you already know about this because I've seen some of the comments in the last couple of theory restart videos we did about why are you not using your SSR selection ticket, etc, etc, etc. But for those of you that are not familiar, that are new to the game, that haven't seen the game before, that are coming from Summoner's War or other games, welcome to a theory restart. They're doing a crazy global fest right now. By the way, this is sponsored by a theory restart. The last couple of videos were not sponsored, but this one in particular is, and they are doing a crazy global fest going on right now. Let's take a look at what is actually in the global fest. Also, I'm going to kind of explain this in Summoner's War terms to make it easy for you guys, because obviously the big community here is from Summoner's War. So I'm going to kind of do a little translation for making it easier. So the first one, very straightforward. Pick any outfit for free. Got it. Second one, pick any Chaku ring outfit for free. Got it. I don't feel like I don't have to explain those things to you guys. And then we got some packs over here. Then we have the celebration code. So this is 10 free summons. Pretty nice. Not ridiculous yet, but we're getting to the ridiculous parts. Okay, so this Gala invitation. 200 Hydro Crystals. Nice, like 200 gems currency in any game. You got it. Day 2 we're going to get to, because that's, I think, the craziest one of all of this. Day 3, this is like a Devilmon for your Nat 4 units. That's the equivalent of what this would be. Day 4, did I say day 4 already? Day 3 is that day 4 is effectively kind of like an LD summon, like an LD scroll, right? Day 5 is like a 5-star Rainbow Mon. That's basically what this is. Day 6 is I don't know why I'm going this other direction. This day 6 is equivalent to a legendary scroll, and then the day 7 is equivalent to a Devilmon. Now the day 2, the one that I needed to come back to because I feel like that one should be, like, that is the big one. That is effectively, hey guys, we're giving out a free LD5. That is the theory restart version of a free LD5. That's insane. How that's crazy. That is a crazy talk, crazy stuff. Absolutely ridiculous. And I know some of you already started playing a theory. For some of you may not have may have not started playing a theory restart. You can use the link in the description. You know the drill. But for those of you that already started playing, there is some crazy stuff for return players as well. So if you haven't logged in for 21 days, you can unlock special rewards. You get a perfect lattice. You get 60 pulls, 60 summons. You get SSR tickets. You get double drops. You get the return. No, I said it correctly that time. Return SSR banner Veronica, Tsukio, Mi, Kloss, Holden, or Fushu. I'm going to say it that way because that's probably the actual way that you say it, and not the offensive way that you say it that I would do to get canceled. In addition to all of that, we do have 2 new banners to summon on. Yes, my favorite thing, 2 new banners to summon on. And by the way, this is what I was talking about when I was saying, I was referring to this as legendary summons because it's SR or above. And then these ones are the LD summons, but it's not LDs, it's constant and disorder summons. So those are what I was referring to as those. And then we have this, which is Kokardi is a unit that does, he's got multiple AoEs. One is his passive, activates with his passive. He also has some crit ups. He has a little bit of attack gauge boost for the team. He has a third skill that is it's not a third skill. One of them is a passive, so it's kind of his second skill. That is an AoE. Crit rate buff, and then 360% damage to all enemies, increasing his turn meter by 35%, applying 3 stacks of Calamity Flame to himself. He's got this Calamity Flame thing. It's kind of part of his passive. It's his little stacking mechanism system. He's got some extra crit buffs over here. So for this, when he has Calamity Flame and scores a crit, he will deal 1 additional hit of true indirect damage based on the target's max HP. And then after every 2 actions, Kokardi deals 300% AoE damage, increase all allies' turn meter by 20%, and applies crit up and applies 2 stacks of Calamity Flame. So this is going to do extra damage equal to 1.5% of the target's max HP, not exceeding 20% of Kokardi's attack. So anything with crazy HP, especially if he doesn't have high attack, if you build him, I suppose you could build him without high attack if you wanted to, but yeah, it is kind of limited. It's not going to be excessive, but that is going to be nice there. And then we have another one, this Aya over here, which is it's kind of a sustain reduces cooldowns, does some heals, does some cleanse. It also has a mechanism. She doesn't revive herself, but she has a mechanism where if something dies, she gets the turn meter increase. So increase all allies turn meter by 40%, reduces all enemies and skill shell cooldown by 1 turn. Whenever a unit dies, reduce this skill's cooldown by 2 turns. If this skill has no cooldown, increases Mizusumi Aya's turn meter by 80%. I said that her name wrong. Mizusumi Aya. That is the correct way to say it. But this one, this is kind of like a, I'm going to relate this to the Water Mermaid because it's the easiest way to kind of think about it. At the start of each turn, purify 1 debuff effect from all allies, heals them for 15% of their max HP upon successful purification. This is kind of crazy. So she does a little bit of damage. She's a support unit. It's not really going to be any crazy damage. But after attacking, there's a 25% chance to reduce all enemies' skill cooldowns by 1 turn. That's not bad for a skill 1. Reduce cooldowns on that. We also have a new skin, Eternal Night for Yelly. And then we also have, we got the official launch in East Asia, which just happened, including renowned Wiki champion. Wiki is like Asian version of chess. Maybe it's kind of closer to checkers than chess, I will say. And then we got some League of Legends pros and iconic fighting game players, which I'm not going to butcher their names. I would love to, but I feel like that would be disrespectful to them to try to butcher their names. But like the official launch in East Asia has been quite a big to-do. So here's the SSR ticket. You have a choice of Messiah, Mio, Doki Doki, Heinrich, Lily, Shadow Sonya, and Lilium. We're going to look at each of the different choices on the ticket. This way you get a better understanding of which one you might want to go with. First off, and they're all really, really good units. So I would say for the most part, you really can't go wrong. Some are definitely better than others, though. So for the first one, we have Messiah. This unit does single target damage. He also does AoE damage, ignores 70% of the enemy's defense and passives, and applies invincibility. He also extends or applies invincibility with the first skill. And he's got a 2-turn vulnerable, which is kind of like a brand. And then he's got the big multi-hit single target skill 2 dual judgment. So Messiah was basically S tier PvP and A tier in PvE for a lot of areas. Mio is a strong crowd controller. She is A tier in PvP and she is kind of niche in PvE depending on the area. So she does a lot of CC. She does attack age decrease over here, kind of absorb. She does speed ups. Then she does the freeze and wound. It's not a crazy chance to actually land either of those. It's a 60% to wound, which is a heal block, and then 40% chance to freeze. And then we have the skill 1, which is a small chance to freeze as well. Next up, we have Doki Doki, which is a very versatile support unit, generally considered S tier in PvP and A tier in PvE. And I didn't make that up myself. I'm going by the tier lists of people that hardcore Ethereum restart players that commentate on tournaments and things like that. So that's where I'm actually getting the data on this. But she's got 2 different debuffs. She's got the backup, she's got the data stream. Data stream is going to increase the speed and also the crit damage, and you can continue to stack those debuffs. Backup is going to cleanse, and then we also have the decreased cooldowns of allies on this full overwrite skill 2. And then the, like I said, the data stream and backup, and the increase attack gauge of the allies with the temporal leap on skill 3. But she's a very versatile support unit. Next up, we have Heinrich, which is considered to be top tier in PvP, but niche in PvE. He has some strip. He has a lot of block beneficial effects. He has 2 AoEs over here. And this one has the wound, which can't receive healing. It's a attack and then multi-attack and then AoE attack on top of that. This one is the strip and the block beneficial effects, last words, which will increase the damage that the enemy takes from crits. And then, like I said, this last skill, which is the AoE block, and also does extra damage based on the amount of last words on the target. Next, we have Lily, which a lot of people are going to be choosing, but for me, I have already summoned 2 of this, so I'm all good on that front. She is a support unit. She really benefits one of your allies more than anything else with her twin trick mechanism. We have this over here. Each time Lily takes action, increase the effect host turn meter by 30%. Lily can only apply this effect to 1 target apart from herself. She also does the speed up to her entire team. And then with the twin trick on one of the allies. This is going to reduce, this third skill is an AoE increase cooldowns on the enemies, and then it's going to decrease the cooldowns completely for the unit that has Twin Trick, her ally that has Twin Trick on it. And then we have this first skill, which is going to do an increase turn meter by 20% for herself and the ally with the lowest turn meter. And then allies with the Twin Trick have a 100% chance to assist. So everything revolves around that Twin Trick mechanic, and it really benefits one ally more than anything else. Next choice is Shadow Sanya, which is a good unit for PvE, but not really so good for PvP. Think of this as like Melia and Tattoo together. So she's got multiple AoE skills. She also has the dot on skill 1. She has the AoE dots on skill 2, which will also prolong the duration of the dots. And then we have this one, which is going to detonate all the dots. So again, a good unit for PvE, not necessarily for PvP. Last but not least, we have Lilium, which is a big single target burst damage dealer. She's also immune to CC. On top of that, she buffs her own attack and speed over here, and she does 550% damage to a single enemy. If the HP is above 60%, she's going to increase the damage on top of that, which ignores shield, and then also she is going to effectively destroy HP. It's called HP Seal in this game, but it's effectively the same thing. And then if the target is a boss, increase damage by 50%. She also has this, which gets stronger if the enemy has lower HP. So we got this for the lower HP, this for the higher HP. Well, this is just going to be a better skill overall, but this for the lower HP is going to do more damage. She's also going to do a stun. And if the target is defeated, which if it's low on HP, it's probably going to be defeated anyway, this is going to stun all the enemies in addition to that. So she's a nice single target snipe unit. So whether you're a new player or a returning player, definitely log in now to get one of the best units in the game, and probably even more than that because there's extra summons and resources. Like I said, you got some extra summons here, you got some extra summons with the celebration code, and if you're a returning player, you get even more extra summons than that. If you're a new player, there's all these different missions that you can do to get additional. So you're probably going to be just overwhelmed with summons and get at least, I mean, I can't say you're going to get at least 2 SSRs, but very likely you're going to get more than 1 SSR just based on all the summons. You can use the link in the description or the pinned comment to download. Thank you again to Ethereum Restart for sponsoring this video, and I will see you as always in the next one.